Yeah, it's chapter 21.
So, are you sure you realize that? Yes, it does, definitely. Right, of course. Whoa! Well, this is kinda cool. Yep, definitely, if I assume. Right, of course. Definitely. Agree? Well, you hear definitely. Okay, before we do this, and I was going to assume, before we do that, wait a minute. That's a fox? Yep, you got that right. Actually, I figured out this murder. Alright then, you know what to do. Okay. Alright then. Whew. I figured out this murder. It's kinda obvious, isn't? Not yet, definitely. Of course. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, you the orange fox? Yep. Spawns a lot, by the way, but that's still true, by the way. Right, of course. Knew this supposed to happen. It's kinda obvious, isn't? Not yet, definitely. Of course. Wait a minute. Hey, that's Bruins about this. Yep, it's kinda obvious, usually. Not yet, definitely. Of course. Knew this supposed to happen. If I could assume it was gonna happen for a while. Right, of course. Ugh, I was getting spoons about that to let that happen. I know, definitely. Agree, but what should we do now? I don't know. Right, of course. Well, it's supposed to be, but if I can assume, by the way, it's kinda obvious. Right, of course. Well, I want to do is, I guess I was spoons with drying. Yes! Well, if you can assume, you don't want to run out differently. Agree. Tails the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog. Shaw the Hedgehog. Silver. Dragon. And Knuckles. Well, I got that right. Yep. Okay. Well, are you sure you realize that? No, not yet. Oh, wait, forgot. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. There, that should do it. I literally forgot. Meow, meow. Okay, well, that was obvious. Yeah, because I forgot. Okay, did not spoon spot that. I know, definitely. It gets around you this much, if I can assume. It's kinda obvious, by the way. Meow? I know, it's kinda obvious, also. If I was gonna figure out what to do, I guess it's still true. Okay, whew. Spoon stuff from earlier. But if I can assume, how that's supposed to happen, I don't know yet. I've spooned that before, but it's still true, by the way. It was kinda obvious, by the way. Right, of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. Yep. Agree, but what should we do now? I don't know, it's kinda obvious. Not yet, definitely. Of course. Yeah? Agree. Okay. Well, this gives me a good point. Alright then. I know what to do. So, I know what to do about this, if I can assume. Wait, you do? Yes. If I agree with the others, they get around you this much. But that would do. Right, course. I know, definitely. Who gets around here this much? If I can assume, I guess that'll happen from earlier. But it's kinda obvious, also. Right, of course.
Meow?
I know. You wanna spoon spot this place?
Meow.
Okay then. Whew. Well, just be careful, okay? If it was gonna make sure, it's kinda obvious, by the way.
We will.
Are you sure you realize that? Yes, it does, by the way. It's kinda obvious. Alright, of course. I assumed I needed to be careful. Right, of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. Definitely.
Agree.
Well, figured out this from earlier. They're kinda obvious, by the way. Of course.
Meow. Okay.
Well, I'm sure about them, but they're kinda obvious, also. So, what do you want to do? I will figure it out for the final S. If I said so. Right, of course, definitely. You're not gonna tell me about this? No, not yet. I figured out this earlier, but that was obvious, by the way. I guess I was getting spoons about that. If I spoon stuff from earlier, it's kinda obvious. Before I know this. Right, of course. Definitely. Agree. But if I could assume, it gets around here this much. Definitely. If I agree from now on. Wait, you do? Yes, if I could assume, it might be around here. Or, for some reasons, I don't know what I don't have it yet. I agree from now on.
Meow?
I know, definitely. It gets around here this much, if I could assume.
Meow?
I know, it's supposed to happen. But it gets around here this much, if I could assume. Right, of course. Definitely. Agree, but what should we do? I don't know, definitely.
Agree, definitely.
You, said so? Yep, it's kinda obvious, also. I can't figure this out, but why did we figure out this before? Just don't know why they have to, definitely. It's kinda obvious, by the way. Before I know this. Right, of course. I know, it's supposed to happen. It gets around you, you know? Right, of course. Knew this was supposed to happen. Yeah, but it was kinda obvious, also. Right.
Meow?
Of course. I'm sure you realize, but I spooned that before. But it was still true, by the way. It was kinda obvious, so.
Meow?
I know, I was trying to find the right place from earlier, but that was obvious, by the way. Before I know this, it was kinda obvious. Also, by the way. Right. Of course. I knew this was supposed to happen. Agree. So, what should we do now? I don't know. It was kinda obvious, also. But if I could assume, I was gonna be careful, by the way. Right, of course. I know. I was gonna spoon about this place. It was kinda obvious, also. Alright, of course. Knew this was supposed to happen. Yep, it was kinda obvious. I spooned about this place. But it gets around here, if I could see him. Alright, of course.
Meow?
I know, definitely. If I could leave now on. Can't let that happen, by the way.
If I could assume, it's still kind of obvious also. If I was gonna figure out what to do, that's okay from now on. It was kind of obvious also.
Right, of course.
I know, definitely. It gets around here this much. Yeah, if I could assume.
Right, of course.
I know, it was supposed to happen from earlier, but it was kind of obvious, by the way.
Why, of course.
If you assume, that might be usually.
Right, of course.
I know, definitely. It gets around here this much, if I could assume. By the way, it was kind of obvious, so. Yeah? I know, definitely. It gets around here this much, but if I could assume, that's supposed to happen, right? Yeah. I know, eventually. It gets around here this much, if I could assume, by the way. Yeah. I know, definitely. If I agree with now on, if I could assume. I was gonna make sure, I realized that. Yeah. I know, definitely. Spooned that before, but it's still true, by the way. Yeah. I know, definitely. If I could assume. I spooned that from earlier, but that's still true, by the way. It was kinda obvious. Also, can't figure out this from earlier, but that was obvious. Yeah? I know, definitely. It gets around here, but if I could assume, that is not supposed to happen.
Right, of course, definitely.
Agree. But why do you spoon that before? I don't know. Agree, but that's still true, by the way. Yeah. I know, I was gonna find the right place from earlier, but it was obvious, by the way. If I could assume, I guess that's still true. It just has to. It was kinda obvious, also. If I could assume, I guess I was gonna know this. Before they're obvious, by the way.
Right, of course.
I knew this was supposed to happen. Yep, it was kinda obvious. Also, but I figured out what to do about them. Because I said so.
Right, of course.
Meow? I know, definitely. If I could assume. Spoon's a lot, by the way. But that's still true. I guess I was gonna spoons about that. It was kinda obvious, by the way.
Know about that. But you get simply.
Right, of course. I was gonna make sure it was obvious. Also, I had to fix out this from earlier.
Right, of course. Knew it was supposed to happen. Yep. It's kinda obvious.
Alright then, tell you later. Oh, I got a lot of things to do today. I literally can't even.
Well, I guess that's it. Spoon's about this place, but it gets around here this much. So, what are you gonna do now? No. It's gets around here this much. If I could assume it was kinda obvious. Also, right, of course. I know, it's supposed to happen. It's obvious, isn't? Not yet, definitely. Of course. Knew this was supposed to happen.